I like it a
And
lot.
you can have dogs up there too.
Yeah, there we go. Outside
Yeah.
seating also equals your favorite friend pet scenario. So I like that. I like that a lot. So we do that 100% of the time. Mostly go downtown and eat at one of the local restaurants down there. And man, I have fun. I have fun eating outside. It actually is a lot of fun to eat outside, and then just enjoy just the beautifulness of Prescott, Arizona. It works. But to be in all craziness and honesty, this whole weekend was very, very impacting, not only with weather, but also events. Some events got canceled, some events are still going. I mean, it's been crazy. Did you go downtown or what did you do this weekend?
Uh, so unfortunately, I had a lot of work. So I worked most of the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of like a scenario that we pulled off this weekend. We're doing a little bit of a remodeling, go figure, at the Desert Rose Salon, and they're adding a new tech over here. So I guess that cat is out of the bag. We're going to be getting a new esthetician, and also they're going to be doing spray tanning. So like I need it or something. Yeah, I love it when people want to go ahead and get a spray tan. You just think about it. You're just like, man, I wish I had that problem. Just kidding. I gotta do some jokes sometimes. I also just noticed that there is now a comedy spot. Let's talk about let's talk about the guy that owns this the Coffee Depot. I think it's called.
Oh yeah, yes. I think I saw that ad. They're doing comedy there.
Yeah, he is an entrepreneur after an entrepreneur after an entrepreneur, and I'm just like, geez, man, is there any stopping this guy? He does the trolley, he does the wiener food truck, he has the coffee shop, he was doing the movies down at the spot, and now he's doing comedy night. And I think there was something else. Oh, and he's doing the ghost tours trolley style.
I
So
bet you that was sold out. Yeah, that has to be really popular.
yeah, no, that's always been a very big pleaser as far as like ghost traveling in Prescott. I know there was a lady that was doing that, and she was making $20 a pop, and she was doing like three events a day, and in crowds of like 20. So I mean, there is definitely good money in some history here in Prescott. So that's kind of cool. I mean, shout out to I think his last name is Glass.
God, and so let's talk about the coffee shop. It's the one on the corner where the 69 and the 89 tie together, right? The one that's the red barn.
Yes, right next to
Okay.
the Prescott.
I've seen the trolley park there. So the comedy hour is not going to be there, right? That's a real small shop.
That's exactly where they're going to be hosting it. From my thought, from what I saw. So it's $20 a ticket. Go down there and enjoy it. There's actually some comedians that I already had in my show. So they're some funny people, man. And I love comedy, so I love watching it produce. I'm kind of a little bit jealous because that's my gig. I love comedy, man. I love booking it.
So
So
have you ever thought about having comedy at the Square?
I have not. That's something that could possibly be done. It just, I never really wanted to book on city or county land just because it's just a lot of red tape. And you know how San Martin doesn't like red tape. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, so speaking of red tape, did you go to Bosa Donuts on this weekend?
I was going to be a little frisky this morning and I was going to go live there today. I was actually going to show up and I'm going to be like, I'm live here. And I was going to ask them if I could do a live show, but I don't like popping in on people, especially when they're not ready for me. I don't know, for some reason, as soon as you say, I want to put you on camera and we're going to go live, everybody shells up and they're like, what? And then all of a sudden they start sweating profusely. I don't know how you feel now, Eric, but do you feel like are you comfortable now? I mean, I know that you talk in front of people and you do your thing, but did you have any jitters when we first started?
Not really, but I've done stuff in front of live TV stations and things like that, and so it's kind of the same deal. You're talking to yourself or talking to you. You don't really think about what's out there, so people need to get up and get out there. It's important.
Yeah, and when you have that opportunity to do so, it works out really well. And in I didn't get a chance to tell Eric everybody, so I'm going to tell you guys all at the same time. So Eric, this past Sunday, yesterday, I had a meeting with a Holocaust survivor. She was 92 years old. Her name is Esther. You're going to hear a lot more about Esther and her story of forgiveness. It's called the Honey Girl. And I sat on there, and it was a panel of people that are helping her get the story out. It was her granddaughter, her daughter, and herself, and another person named Lori, that are taking on this huge task of doing a documentary on her life. I had a little snippet of her life. We actually talked for an hour about this, and the reason why I was intrigued, and the reason why she was doing this. And I never felt so inspired to talk about the Holocaust and what actually transpired. And I'll give you guys a snippet of some of the things that she would be talking about if she was on today. And she's actually going to be on Wednesday morning. We're going to talk about events for fundraising for her life, for her documentary. But one of the things that she said, Eric, and this will never leave my head ever, ever, ever. Just imagine yourself walking to school at a 14-year-olds or 13-year-olds or anybody that actually goes to school. And you get to school and you're told that you're not allowed to go to school there anymore because they do not want to teach Jews. I mean, at the age of 14, or even any age, at the young age, I mean, even at my age, I would be like, what? And so anyways, that was actually revealed. Her daughter and her grandchild never ever heard that story from her, and they were just like, what? They were like, I can't believe that. And the best part about this conversation was is that 92-year-old Esther is as vibrant as she was, probably younger at the age of 14, because she remembers it all. And I try to like extract things from her, as far as like asking her about how her father and her mother were treating her and acting toward as was actually happening, because it wasn't like an overnight deal where the Nazis came in and took over her village. They did
Yeah.
it, man. It was insane.
So is she a local Prescott resident? Is that how you know her?
Yep, she lives in Prescott, Arizona, and there's a lot of local musicians that are coming together to raise funds for her, and they're going to be at Third Shot Coffee. I don't know what date it is currently. I can go ahead and post that on our Facebook page, so make sure you look for it. And her name is Esther, everybody, Esther, and it's called the Honey Girl. So that's something that I'm going to be advocating for. The only reason why is because I think everybody should hear this story, even though it happened so many years ago. It's still relevant this day, I mean, because as everybody can see, what's going on in our world, that there is things that are just moving different ways, and people are trying to think about a future of where we're living. So anyways, it's a good story. I like it, and it's going to be Wednesday. We're going to do a little bit of an interview with her. Eric, you're going to love her. She wants us to call her mama. So when she's online, we're gonna call her Mama Esther, and she likes it. And she has a very, very strong Hungarian accent. So when she talks, she got Martin. Let me tell you, it's beautiful. I fell in love with her right off the bat. So look forward to that, guys. You're gonna love Esther for sure. And so with that being said, I really honestly, I had so much more like interesting things happen this weekend, but that was literally the top right there. I like that. I like talking to older people. My grandma is 92 years old, and she speaks Spanish and only Spanish, but she still has stories of things where you know for a fact, if you start asking, they'll start talking because they just want to get it out. So embrace your elders out there, guys, and talk with them, and find out about their stories. And it just so happens that they're going to put Esther's story on the map. So she has people so interested that they want to get it on Netflix. They want to get it on, Hulu, and all the places that they want to go. They want to travel to all the music or movie festivals. And they want to make it happen. So guys, I can't wait for this. I'm so excited. Can you tell?
Yeah, her story's got to be told. I mean, can you believe that people deny that all happened? And so it's important that her story is recorded. And
Or people don't even know it happened.
yeah, or people don't even know. I mean, watching the schools. I mean, I remember learning our stuff in history. I always looked forward to World War II and post World War II. But it seemed like every year we just ran out of time around that time period, and a lot of people today don't know, the story behind all of that.
Yeah, it's really like I mean, it's heartfelt and don't it brought a story out that happened here in Prescott, and I'm sure I could go ahead and talk about it. It was already passed, and it was actually dealt with by the courts of law. You guys could all go back for it in history and figure it out. But at that point in time in Prescott, there was actually neo Nazis here locally, and they were having a fight with the local people of color, I guess you would call it, and it wasn't a very nice fight at all. Everybody was fighting with each other. There was things like going down. People were getting beat up, and cars were getting exploded. I remember this like it was night and day. And one of my grandma's house was on McCormick Street, and the people that were fighting with the other with the Aryan brothers were next door to me, and they ended up getting into this huge fight. One guy ended up beat up, and then they retaliated and they threw a mocktail cocktail. How do you say? Cock,
Motel cocktail.
something like that. Well, anyways, it's a fire freaking bottle, and when it breaks, it spreads fire. So they ended up hitting the wrong house, and they hit my grandma's house. And they ended up the only thing that saved my grandma's house was the cans that my dad and my grandpa collected out the door, and it caused a fire. But because of the aluminum sitting there, it basically didn't have no fire spread through the house, which is really like good thing. But it really scared all of my uncles and aunts. And just imagine 11 aunts and uncles getting their guns and coming down to downtown Prescott and to protect my grandmother and my grandfather. And I was like, "What is going on, man?" And it was a scary time in our little community that nobody really wants to talk about. But I was,
So, give me an idea. What year was this?
shoot, 80, 80, 80, sometimes in 80, 89,
Okay.
80, 89, 90, somewhere around there. Yeah, I was really young. But what ended up coming out of it, and this is the whole message for Esther, Mama Esther, we're going to call her, and the honey girl, is that she, in order for her to live her life, she had to forgive, but never forget the places you were at in order for you to go ahead and heal, to move forward and to live a prosperous life. You have to forgive, she said. San Martin, you have to forgive. And I'm like, dude, this is amazing. So
Your grandmother sounds like a very smart woman.
definitely very cunning. There's no doubt about it. Very, very vibrant 92-year-old lady. And I'm like, I can't wait to talk with her. But what came out of this, Eric, was the Aryan brothers that decided to go ahead and do that mocktail cocktail fire came to my grandma's house and came there while all my uncles and family were there just to say sorry. So
Wow.
that took some big guts. I'm gonna say because we're on
Yeah.
that. And I was very impressed by that. So what it came out to this is that everybody can change and everybody can be forgiven. And at that point in time, we thought that was the best thing that ever happened as far as being in a close knit Prescott, Arizona, and having that type of fight going on. Man, I never wish it upon anybody. And that's the type of stuff that was happening in Prescott. So, FYI, guys, it was here, and that was actual race war. So that was a pretty big deal in my life, and I remember it quite vibrant. But to talk to Esther about how the Nazis came into her village and basically was telling everybody to snitch on their neighbors and stuff, and not to feed their neighbors. She talked about how on one side there was a Christian family that was so scared that they didn't want to talk with them no more, and then on the other side, in the middle of the night, they would throw over bread over the fence and say, "Here, eat." And they would be like, "Wow, this is amazing." There's two different types of people, and one that will be willing to die for their neighbors, and one that was too scared to die for their neighbors. And she remembered that so vividly. that was like, wow, Erica, wow. I can't wait, guys. This is a great story. So,
It'll be a good interview. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good for her to be heard. That's exciting.
and she will
So
be.
so
I'm
is
not
she
gonna let
gonna
this down.
so she gonna have a book come out, or is she gonna have some? Is this just kind of popped up?
If this, she's been actually working on it for a minute. A lot of people have approached her over the years to do this movie and to document, her life as a child. At 14 years old, she was, at 15 to 16 years old, she was put into a labor camp where she made mines, and she had to solder these mines, and she ended up losing her fingertips, and they got all burnt off because she was being soldering this stuff. But she remembers the liberation, man, was a United States America soldier came to her labor camp, shot the fence, and says, "You're free. Go to the next city and take whatever you want." And so this is where a honey girl comes up. She goes to the store. She picks up just honey. That's all she wanted was some sweet honey. And she went from the store back to the concentration camp. And she said that she ate the whole bottle of honey. And she ended up getting sick from the honey. And she was in the hospital for a month after she got liberated. And because
And
she was,
how old was she at this point?
I think it was 16 or 17 or 16.
Okay.
I mean, we would have to go back to just to, actually know that it's just the truth or not. So, oh man, it's intense story. But yeah, she has so many, and we just touched on a couple of them. But I know that it's a good thing. So, anyways, you sent me some things, and so did the Downtown Business Partnership, saying that the whole thing is canceled. Did you? I mean, I don't even know why it got canceled. So, do you know any insight on why it got canceled?
I don't, except I was a little shocked. I mean, the stuff came out and just said that they're canceling more. So honestly, I don't know why.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and read you the report. Whiskey Row Rally has been postponed, not canceled, until October 2020. Date will be announced at a later time. The Prescott Downtown Partnership is hosting a motorcycle rally September 5 through 7 in downtown Prescott, Arizona. The rally will close Montezuma from Gurley to Goodwin and Goodwin Street from Montezuma to the Whiskey Row Alley. Montezuma will transform into a paid secure motorcycle parking with bars, center stage, vendors will line Goodland Street. Then, when prepared with the Prescott Chamber of Commerce Fair on the square. So this was just actually
Yeah,
saying
that's the release of what it would have been. Yeah.
there's no like reason on the cancellation, besides the fact that they just sent me the press release. And I
Well,
know
and they had talked about doing remember the big race, the mountain biker race. It was supposed to be rescheduled for this fall. Have you heard anything? It was our biggest event.
the Whiskey Row.
Yeah, Whiskey Row Off Road.
Yeah, Whiskey Off Road was supposed to be scheduled for October. I guess we could go ahead and look it up and see if there's any actual new like moves for these people. Let's go. They lost so much money during that. Oh my gosh.
It looks like the event has been canceled now, not rescheduled. So it doesn't look like, um, yep, it's going to be canceled. So unfortunately, not rescheduled. And they've canceled all of their events. It looks like.
Uh, well, talk about some different things in life. Yeah, it looks like it was supposed to be for April. Yep, not knowing, man. Well, I mean, it's something that's kind of getting crazy, but to be in all honesty, there's a lot of other things that are happening right now. And that's cool because like Los Pinos still has its Saturday deal going. Prescott Valley started their Friday night deal. Downtown Prescott is doing some
So, did you see the pictures? We were talking about the Metallica concert. It was really expensive. Some of the photos I saw, it was really light in attendance. I mean, I think if they would have made it maybe cheaper, it would have been, more people there. But I don't know. Maybe the pictures were misleading.
I think the whole posting and everything is misleading, to be honest. They're proclaiming that these people are coming for the concert. In the beginning when they were starting to do this, and I was just like, what's going on here? And then I'll click and I was like, it's just a video. And then they were charging outlandish prices. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was people sitting outside of the parking lot to listen to this whole deal, man. But who knows? Who knows, man? I didn't see any pictures. I think I heard only one.
Got it. Is tonight's market on White Spar, is that happening tonight?
Yes, it definitely is happening. There's going to be a couple changes though. With that being said, obviously it seems like monsoons came a little bit later. And also it looks like school is taking effect on a lot of parents and people that are thinking that summer is now over, which it is. And we still have to start getting ready for fall. And then, kids need to go to bed early. The sun is setting early. You know how it is, Eric. It's actually happening, seasonal change. But anyways, I think what the goal is now is that we're going to do it once a month, and we're going to bringing everybody together so it's not such a huge like task to come every week, and just pull it out every once a month and see how that works, and then move forward with that if anything. And once again, we're dealing with weather and we're dealing with school. Wah, wah, wah. Summertime is a beautiful time to get out and do their thing, but we will be having it for this Monday, and then we're going to sit back, and it's cool because you know what actually occurred out of this is that we met a lot of great entrepreneurs and a lot of people that actually want to put some things together. So the Dog Biscuit, Sarah and Shelly's sisters are going to come together, and they're going to help head this up. And as we are kind of like investors into a possible event, I said, hey, let's come together. Let's put our 2 cents. And if you guys want to invest in something, let's invest into this so you guys can go ahead and keep on doing it. And bring every DIY people out so they can go ahead and sell their goods. And they're just like, that's a genius idea. So it's basically kind of like an investment for all these DIY people and entrepreneurs and vendors to come together and create something for themselves. So I think that was something that could be a very big successful deal. Just imagine having 50 to 100 people that are entrepreneurs come together to go ahead and help themselves become better. I think it's a genius idea. So hopefully it becomes to fruition and we make some big things happen for them. I like that. So Eric, we haven't really talked about COVID. I mean, the only reason why I don't talk about COVID because it's kind of one of those scenarios where you're just like, wah, wah, wah. And I hate to be like, what would you say, not sentimental about the whole scenario, but the numbers came out again with the CDC, and obviously I'm over here like, how do you do the math? And I'm such a bad math student. I'm trying to figure it out. What did you gather out of the new words that came out from the CDC?
To be honest with you, San Martin, I'm just not paying a whole lot of attention either way. I mean, too much else going on, too much exciting stuff going on. I mean, I'm excited again to see that everybody's back to doing stuff and they're doing it, a smart thing. And that we're actually just talking about it this morning, like Home Depot. Have you ever taken anybody over to the kids workshops that they do?
No, I didn't even know they had one.
So the first Saturday of every month, and they've canceled it because of COVID, but they're actually live streaming them, and you can pick up the projects at the store. So it's the first Saturday of every month, and it's an awesome little like build project. They have cars, they have all kinds of stuff that you can actually build. We loved going, and so I was just checking to see what the status was. It looks like it's all going to be either online or you can pick up a kit in person and take it home to do it. And so it is a super cool thing to do. So it's cool to see that everybody's back to doing stuff modified, but I really don't really follow what's going on with the CDC and everybody else. As long I'm just excited to see that again, people have found a way to work through this and they're moving forward. We're not sitting at home staring at walls anymore.
That sounds great. I mean, I like it. It feels like everything's back to normal. I mean, you still walk into stores and everybody's like, mask up. And I'm like, okay. It's like, but hey, back to what was happening. So they're doing the outside concerts. Okay. So the next one in line is September 10th. And it's going to be with Toby Keith and special guest Lane Hardy and Waterloo Revival. And if you guys don't know who Lane Hardy is, he was the American Idol's winner, and he's really good. I like him. I
So
think
is this at the Prescott Valley Center outside?
yep, another
Okay.
Prescott Valley Center outside.
You have a price?
Let me see. I'll go ahead and pop this up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and
I'm
just
guessing it's not Metallica priced.
let's try it out, my friend. Let's try it out. I'll let that thing just rev itself up. It's more.
Your top fan, Chris, is like the motorcycle rally is canceled. Unfortunately, it is.
It is. I mean, I don't know exactly what to say with it. I mean, actually, you know what, Haley? I'm gonna make. She says no food. Where's the food at? Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna see if I can contact Eric, or not Eric, Will, and see if he'll throw some carne on the grill.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm gonna call
yeah.
him actually. Will, if you're watching, carne on the grill with what do you call it? A bucket of beer. Bucket of beer. You can get beer to go that day if you really want it. Okay, so let me see if I went up.
And of course, he had his concert series on Saturday, right?
Yes, and it was a little bit rainy, but sometimes people are just like, I'm gonna go out there and dance in the rain, but it doesn't work well with the electrical stuff, so that's a bad deal. And
And I'm looking at the weather. I mean, we had a good rain last night, but I don't think we're seeing anything today. I mean, chances are pretty low, right?
no, it's actually at 30% from what I saw.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens, Eric. I mean, last night I was like, man, there's a lot of rain everywhere, and it was a beautiful rain. I liked it a lot.
It was. It was. We were waiting for it and waiting for it, and then finally it came, and it was bedtime.
It's a best time, man. It's a good time to go ahead and just like fall asleep. I'm not finding any price on this, and that ticket link ain't working. So I'm gonna assume it's gonna probably be around the same cost. But once again, if it's a car of six, then put your money together. It's only $20.
And so Chris is telling us is it looks like they've postponed it. It's not officially canceled yet, and says the rally has been postponed until October. Check back for a new date. So it may go, it may not. So far, Chris, anything that's been postponed has been ultimately canceled. But let's hope for the best.
Yes, everybody needs to hope for the best, and that's what the whole point of moving forward. And it seems like a lot of people are doing that. And schooling is about to pop up and
School
make
goes back what September 8th, part time.
September 8th. Yes, September 8th, the day after Memorial Weekend, goes back into it's going into hybrid, the hybrid testing or schooling.
Labor
And
Day
he,
weekend. Labor Day weekend is Monday.
and he says it's raining out in Chino.
Is it really sunny
Yeah,
here?
and she says soccer is back.
Yep. And so school goes back part time a week from tomorrow, and it's a 3 day weekend. And Prescott's going to be packed again. Just to let you know, I've seen posts everywhere. People can't get stuff that's they can't book stuff.
What is the okay, so we before we actually get off, we were reporting that the lakes are open. Did anybody out there go jump in the lake? Because I didn't get an opportunity to jump in the lake for some crazy reason.
You
um
were supposed to. You were
I
supposed to. You were
know,
supposed
I
to
know.
tell us how it was and report back.
I failed. I was actually trying to find somebody that would be willing to come with me and film it. But Ceci was working, and my buddy didn't reply back in time. So I was just like, doggone it. And then Sunday came around, and I'm like, doggone it. Now what? So, anyways, missed my opportunity this weekend. But I did see a couple pictures of some people in the water at
And
the.
be clear, this is the national forest lakes. The city lakes are still not for swimming.
Yeah, some people were saying Goldwater, but no, Goldwater is the city of Prescott's, but it's maintained by the Forest Service, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So who knows? But definitely not Goldwater Lake. Everybody, do not
I
go
think it's really just Lynx Lake, and there may be one other.
Granite Basin and in Mingus Mountain. I don't know if you've ever been up to that lake, but
I
there's a.
didn't know there was a lake up there.
Yep. If you drive all the way up 89A, like you're headed to Jerome, there's going to be a rest point at the top of
Yep.
the hill called Mingus Mountain. Oh, that's where everybody used. Well, that's where we still go to go sledding when it snows. But that road right there is perfect for that.
Interesting, but where's the lake? Right or left?
If you just keep on driving, you take a right and you
Okay.
keep driving up the hill, you'll see it on the right, and that's actually where you have the jump off for.
Yes, I've been to the jump off. It's cool up there. You got all the towers and the jump off, and the wind is just incredible up there. That's why they do the jump off there.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, good.
Well,
Well, it is that time again, San Martin.
yes, I seen that. See, I'm starting to watch the time, man, because you know what? It's all about time. And it's getting crazy over here at the salon because they're getting ready for a new stylist or a new texter. So that's what they're doing today. But anyways, I'm out of here. Don't forget to follow all of our pages and do not forget to go ahead and see all the stories that we'll be releasing. And don't forget, top fans, the card is coming. I already know. I think it's Wednesday. It will be here. And I think I put a little taster out there. Did you see it, Eric?
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, I put a little taster out there. You guys are going to see the front side of that card. I had to put something on the other side so you guys can't copy it and then go out there and be like, oh, I'm a top fan. You guys have to earn it. Earn it. Top fans.
All right, I got a funny comment from Jerry real quick. He said, "Yeah, good. Don't go to Goldwater Lake and pee in my drinking water." So, that's that's a good that's a good point right there. Yeah, we don't need any of that.
And it is. It's actually one of our water sources. So, FYI, you guys didn't
It
know.
is. All right, sir, take us out.
Right. Peace, love, and happiness. And since Andy's not here, we'll go ahead and just watch it.